What is going on, everybody, man? Championship weekend is among us in the National Football League, man. This is very exciting time, man. It's a very exciting time and a very sad time as we're starting to close out the NFL season. But we have two amazing championship games in store for us coming on Sunday, man. I'm excited to get into both these games and my predictions here. First things first, man. Be sure you guys follow the link, hit the post notifications. Um, Make sure you guys hit like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff on the podcast so that we can grow. Make sure you guys watch the shorts and the reels that I put on Instagram, things like that. So that you guys can stay tuned with the podcast, man. But here we go, man. Here we go. Well, let's start with the AFC Championship match that we have here, man. The Bengals and Chiefs, man. Vegas has been tripping out since last weekend, man. I mean, the Bengals were, I think, 1.5 point favorites. The line then moved to one, and now almost after Mahomes basically says, "Hey, my ankle is fine. I'm basically good to go for this game." Now we got the Chiefs by one. By one, we literally have the Chiefs as the favorite now, and this is one of those games where it's just so hard to make a clear prediction, as it should be when we get to championship weekend. There really should be no team where we're just like, okay, this team is going to win, and it shouldn't be a foregone conclusion. This is where the best football and the best teams should be here to play, and we should almost be biting the fingers off of our nails trying to figure out who's going to win this game and making our decisions and our predictions, man. So very straightforward. I mean, you got Mahomes and Burrow. You got Chase on the other side. You got Juju on the Chiefs. You got Kelsey. You got, I can't believe I mentioned Juju before Kelsey. That was crazy. But you just have so many weapons on the field for both offenses, and you have two of the best quarterbacks in the AFC. I think everyone is ready to say that Burrow has made that jump over Allen. I'm ready to make that too. I'm ready to make that jump too. Burrow is the second best quarterback in the AFC, man. And he is 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes, 1-0 in the AFC Championship game last year that got Joe Burrow to the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, to the Super Bowl. So it's going to be a one interesting thing that we have going on here. But I think the one thing that we need to keep in mind here about both these teams is, let's not focus too much on the weapons on the offensive side of the ball, and let's focus on the defenses here, because the Bengals defense has been playing lights out. What they just did in Buffalo, snow, rain, whatever it was, that whatever happened that day was going to happen, depending on, no matter what the weather was. That was a ass kicking, to say the least, man. That was crazy. That was crazy. They had control of the ball game from start to finish. First possession, they go down, touchdown. 14-0 lead on the road. On the road. I'm almost talking myself into picking the Bengals here, but it is what they did, especially defensively, being able to pressure Josh Allen, get him out of rhythm, get a couple sacks from Hendrickson. I mean, DJ Reader is a game wrecker. I mean, Kansas City got Chris Jones on the other end, but DJ Reader is a game wrecker, man. He is a game changing player on the defensive line, and they've got linebackers. I mean, Logan Wilson. I mean, Sam Hubbard's the other end, but he's a big playmaker. And they have a secondary that doesn't necessarily have a lot of names. You got the Eli Apples, you got the Von Bells, you got the Jesse Bates. They're not big name guys, but these are guys that still go out there on a week in, week out basis, and they make plays, man. Now, what you have to ask yourself is, whose defense do you fear more? Do you feel the Bengals or the Chiefs? The Chiefs defense, they've got a George Karlaftis, they've got a Chris Jones. They're they're playing good defense around the right time, but I personally fear that what the Bengals defense may do to Mahomes more than what the Chiefs defense will do for Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow will have an easier time going up against the Chiefs defense than what than what Patrick Mahomes has to deal with going up against that Bengals defense. The key to the Bengals, I mean, what we saw last week, especially offensively, was just crazy. They were able to run the ball on the Bills however they wanted to. They could throw the ball basically whenever they wanted to. Those are both going to be very key in beating this Chiefs team. You're going to have to run the football. Joe Mixon is going to have to duplicate what he did last week. Same with Samaje P. Ryan. I'm sorry if I said his first name wrong. But though that's the type of offense that they're going to have. And the surprising thing is that people have been talking about the Bengals offensive line and whether or not they're going to be able to hold for. They had literally two starters in the starting lineup last week. Now I know that the Bills were without Von Miller, and without Von Miller, they really can't generate any pressure. But they allow one sack. They allow one sack with three dudes that were basically coming in and in playoff time football and ready to do that. Like that was phenomenal for me. That was phenomenal. Now they're talking about having again Alex Kappa back potentially for this game, so they'll have their guard. So now you'll be down to two men who may that aren't starters, but obviously show that they could get the job done when they need to get the job done. So it's going to be a very nip tuck ball game. I'm not saying that the Bengals are going to run away. We have to keep in mind that the Chiefs, as long as the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, they have a chance. As long as they have Patrick Mahomes, they have a chance. They got Isaiah Pachinko. They've got good talent. But now you got to ask yourself, is this going to be the game in which we start to see that the Chiefs start to miss Tyreek Hill? Because we had Travis Kelce get 17 targets last week for 14 receptions and went crazy. Is he going to be able to have that same production against the Bengals, who linebackers, Logan Wilson, guys like that, they have backers that will cover Travis Kelce. They can and will cover Travis Kelce. So we're gonna really see now. Travis Kelce, obviously, we know is top one tight end. I would take him as the best tight end in football right now. So he's gonna get his. But how are the other guys? How is Kadarius Toney gonna pop up? How is Juju gonna pop up? Like I said, Pachenko running the ball. How is he gonna be able to keep this Chiefs offense afloat so that the Bengals aren't, so that they don't end up like how the Bills did? Like I said, these are two teams that you cannot fall into a game where you are down two possessions, especially in the Chiefs case. The Chiefs definitely cannot fall down two possessions because once that Bengals defense, they're playing highly good defense at the right time of the year. And I mean, they no neither team can fall behind two possessions. I don't care if it's 10-0, 14-0. The Bengals are going to be on the road, but I think I'm going with Joe Burrow. I think that I'm going with Joe Burrow in the Bengals in this game. I think I have my Bengals hat here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have the Bengals hat here. Let me go ahead and throw this on. We're going with Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Championship game. The Joe Cool, man. Joe Cool is just, he's going to be too calm, too collective, even on the road. I got the Bengals. Jamar is going to do this thing. I think that this is going to be where the Bengals get revenge for last year's Super Bowl that they probably should have won. I'm going with the Bengals. All right, I'm going to go with the Bengals on this one, man. I'm going to go with the Bengals. All right, got that. I've kind of messed up my hair a little bit here. But now we're going to move on to the NFC Championship game. We got Philly and San Francisco. I just want to start by saying Philadelphia. This is probably the best Philadelphia team that we've seen in a couple of years. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this Philadelphia team is better than the team that won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles, that had Carson Wentz on that MVP run. This Philadelphia Eagles team is better than that team. But when you really compare them, when you compare these two teams, the 49ers and the Eagles, it's not too much that you can really say is the difference, man. Like, these teams are so close. They're almost walking parallel paths where you've got one team that's second in offense. You got another team that's fifth ranked in offense. You got one team that's third in defense. You got another team that's second in defense. You got one team that's ninth in passing. You got another team that's 13th in passing. You got one team that's fifth in rushing. You got another team that's seventh in rushing. What does that tell you? These teams are almost identical. These teams are almost identical. And To say that the Eagles are above by 2.5, it's simply because of quarterback play. It's simply because of quarterback play. Who do you have confidence in? Because essentially, when you let's break down both teams. Let's break down the 49ers first. You got Debo, CMC, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Ray McLeod. Then on Philly, you got Jalen Hurts, you got AJ Brown, you got Devontae Smith, you got Miles Sanders, uh, uh, um, you got Goddard. I mean, even if you want to go down to the if you even if you want to go down to the offensive line, Trent Williams, Lane Johnson. You see what I'm saying? Like there is not too much. Let's go to the defense. Let's talk about the defense. Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. I saw a thing on Instagram the other day that it was literally like San Francisco went from Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman to Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. Like that's a tandem linebacker. And me being the Panthers fan, it gives me the vibes like a Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly type thing, where you just got two dominant sideline to sideline linebackers that just make plays, man. They just make plays. And then when you look on Philly side, they got linebackers to a lesser degree. But let's look at the pass rush. Hassan Reddick. You're getting big Jordan Davis back to stop the run. I mean, you still got Fletcher Cox. You got so many high profile plays. You got big play Slay. You got Gardner Johnson, who led the league in interceptions. You got Bradbury, who had a big play against his former team last weekend against the Giants. There's just it's stars on stars on stars on stars in the night. That's what it is. It's stars on stars on stars on stars on the night. When you look at the 49ers and you look at the Eagles, man. So that's my alarm right there. This game really comes down to quarterback play. It's exactly what you make of it. Which quarterback is going to play better against which defense? It's really the theme for this weekend. It's really the theme for this weekend. When you look at both Mahomes and Burrow, and then you look at Purdy and Hurts, who do you have more faith in? Do you think that Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, not so irrelevant anymore, do you think that he is going to make that jump? And basically, I mean, carry on this Cinderella story that he's had where he's just not lost, not lost a game. He's, yes, he's playing behind the best defense in the NFL, but when called upon, he's made the throws. He's made the throws when called upon. You can't take that away from the kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's one, I mean, who do you have more faith in? With that being said, both teams love to run the ball. We're talking about teams that love to run the football. Two coaches with Kyle Shanahan and Nick Sirianni that are definitely at the peak of their powers. Definitely, arguably, top three play callers in the league right now. But which team is going to make the mistake? Which offense is going to make the mistake? Because it would be foolish to believe that both teams are going to go into this weekend and not and play mistake-free football. I don't care what they did last week. They're playing each other. These are the top two teams. We seen this from the regular season. These are the top two teams in the NFC right now. No debate. Who is going to make the critical mistakes? And who do you have more trust in? I think Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have faith in Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has done the turnaround that he has been impeccable. This man is a leader. He can throw the ball. That shoulder injury, he almost threw it out the way. He is gonna be ready come game time on Sunday to run the ball, to throw the ball. I got faith in AJ Brown. I got faith in Devontae Smith. I don't know if the 49ers defense is tough. They are stout, but I don't know if they're going to be able to hold off the Philadelphia Eagles in a fashion in which Brock Purdy will be able to seize this victory, because Brock Purdy is going to have to win this game. Brock Purdy is going to have to win this game at Philly. That he is going to be a participant. He is not going to just be able to let the defense go and be able to give the ball to CMC and give the ball to Debo and give the ball to Brent. No. He's going to have to make plenty of plays come this Sunday. He's going to have to make plenty of plays. And I just don't know if he's going to be able to make enough to counteract what Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles will have in store for the 49ers. So my Super Bowl is looking Cincinnati Bengals, Philadelphia Eagles. That is my Super Bowl. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Those of you that do, I'm gonna go and make a couple shorts about this video. I'm going to be dropping a Panthers video because we now have a new head coach, Mr. Frank Wright. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm gonna drop that video. Make sure you guys like this video, hit the comments, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about my predictions, and let me know you guys' predictions as well. This is it for this one. Peace. Have a good one.